We're back.
Here we are.
How's it going?
I don't know. Could be a lot better and stuff.
Fair.
A lot of death.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, one of my music mentors he said goodbye last night.
Oh.
He's like, hey, in case I don't talk to you again. He was like a guy that took me in. I was like LA, didn't have any friends and stuff, and like just taught me a bunch of shit about music. And then he had someone else that works in the studio who's like the lead engineer that has like over 28 platinum plaques. It's just a fucking like gold mine of information. But yeah, he got the sickness and tried to fight it for a few days. The way he described it was weird. He said that he was just sitting, he was mixing vocals that I laid, and then we were doing a project together. And he said he felt like he got bit by something, like something stung him, and he like that thing where you're like, oh shit, what was that? Or you like your reflex kicks in. Mm-hmm. Said that happened, and then he like started feeling really weird and just sick. And then he's like, oh man, like, oh, what the fuck was that? Was it like a scorpion or something? Like, and he was like kind of getting like disoriented, and he laid down. He's like, oh man, this fucking stings. This hurts. Mm-hmm. He like laid down and then woke up and just sweats. Like he was just like sweating. Like his body temperature dropped where he needed a lot of insulation. Like what happens when you get the flu, your body temperature goes down and you have to like keep warm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that happened. And then he was just fighting it for a few days, like 3 days. And then he gave up. He like got so bad that he called the ambulance for himself. And the ambulance came and picked him up.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
And then he's like fighting it. Like he was like extremely sick. I think that night that he called the ambulance for himself. He like died. He said at first he was in his head, battling it. And he was like, we got to fight this. We got to beat this, like in his head.
Yeah.
And we got to get through this. And then after a certain amount of like just struggle, like the pain in his body, the pain in his head, the people around him and putting needles in him and hooking up to machinery. And then just like, he said he eventually gave up. He surrendered to it.
Damn.
And he was like, I would have liked to have done more, but if I have to go now, then I can make peace with that. It's okay. But like, I would have liked to have accomplished more.
Wow.
And then in that surrender, he felt bliss, he said that like after he was like, okay, like I'm proud of what I did. I would have liked to have done more, but I'll leave. I can leave now. And he said he felt released from the body that was in the pain and the head that was in all the pain and the fucking machinery and like he felt like it wasn't him anymore. He was out of it. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. And then but he eventually woke up and like he was like delirious and like a psychosis because of all the medication and drugs, and he thought that everybody was attacking him. He thought the nurses were attacking him, but because they were like stabbing him with shit.
Yeah.
And he's on a bunch of medication.
Like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, exactly. But he eventually made it out of the hospital, and he was really fucked up. I talked to him once for 45 minutes. At the end of the conversation, he was like so drained by just talking on the phone that he had to lay down. But a week and a half, 2 weeks out of the hospital, he gets pneumonia in his lung and a blood clot in his heart. And that last night he got rushed back to the ER or intensive care, ICU, and he texted me goodbye.
Wow, that's heavy stuff. That's your music friend, you said?
Yeah, like a mentor, like a father figure, kind of.
Damn. Sorry to hear that. That's hard, like painful death. You hate to see him go like that.
For sure.
But he doesn't know where it came from, like a sting or something.
The sting thing was weird. I'm not sure. He doesn't. He lives basically at a studio, so many people come through there. There's no way they could pinpoint it. It's invisible. There's no, like, I don't see. But yeah, He doesn't know where he got it. I don't think he could have got it at a grocery store.
Yeah.
Getting some chicken.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it just happened so fast.
Happened pretty fast. Yeah, just hit him really fucking hard. But he is pretty unhealthy. He lives in the studio. He hardly ever goes outside. He hardly ever goes on walks.
Oh,
He's
that
never
can't
in
be
the
fun.
sun. Like, he is a little bit overweight. He eats really bad food and stuff. So it got him and it hit him really fucking hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took him down.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's dead or alive right now. He might still be fighting it in the hospital. But that, I won't know. I could talk to Dave or the other guy that he lives with, but it's hard to get a hold of him. But I'm not sure. When he dies, I'm not going to be notified.
Yeah. He'll just.
Yeah. I have to reach out to another person after if I don't hear back from him.
For a while, yeah.
Yeah. And then Dad dies a month and a half before that. It's weird. And then I feel like it's not going to stop. Like, death is going to continue to happen. It's going to keep happening. People are going to keep dropping. It's like 2 people within a month and a half. But I know that my grandma's going to go. I know that my stepdad, my mother's husband, he's going to go within the next 2 years. It's like, it just happens to everybody.
Yeah. I've been thinking about that kind of recently too, because thinking back on my childhood, and you visit your grandparents and you never think they're going anywhere. Both my grandpas died. I don't even know how long.
Shit.
Like
less than a month?
Yeah.
No, like 2 weeks between them.
Few weeks, something like that.
All right, less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I don't know. One of them, obviously, I didn't like.
Care.
We won't talk about that.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's weird. You're like, when you're a kid, you never like think these people are gonna die, and I'm down to one grandparent, one grandma, and she only speaks Spanish, so I
She
can't
only speaks Spanish. I saw her here
talk to her. Yeah.
at Alma's party, and she like broke down, or she was emotional and crying a lot, and Alma gave her a hug, and like the pain in her eyes and her face that I saw, like while they were almost crying, and then she was over her shoulder and I could see her face while she was crying, and like it's a specific pain.
Mm-hmm.
Like what I saw in her eyes and in her facial expression was like, that's like, that only happens with this. That only happens with losing like somebody that you built and spent your entire life with. Like, I will only see those eyes and somebody that happens to, you know?
Yeah.
And you hurt, like it hurts to watch. And then I remember watching it being like, oh my God, like, fuck. Like, it was hurting me to see it. And it was like, why is that hurting me to see it? I don't know any of these people. I don't have hardly, like, your grandparents I've only met like once or twice, but like I see the pain in your grandmother's eyes and it fucking hurt. But like, I didn't have any real deep connection with any of them, but it still hurt to see it, you know?
Yeah, you could feel it still.
You could still feel it.
Yeah. Yeah, she's sick too. She just had like surgery last week. Something like that. So yeah, my mom is struggling, but when is she not?
Yes. Yeah.
She's always struggling. Poor woman.
Yeah, poor woman. There's always something.
Yeah.
There always has to be something.
But I guess you lose some people, and she got 2 new dogs, so I guess you get something. You lose some loved ones, and then you get some new ones.
Some dogs.
It's not the greatest perfect
Trade-off.
replacement, yeah, but
It's something.
yeah.
It's not perfect, but it's something.
Surround yourself with dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty wild. You haven't experienced it yet, With somebody that's been like close, probably, I would assume.
Yeah, like if my boyfriend died or something.
Your boyfriend
that would-
dies.
I'd want to kill myself.
Or like your best friend.
Yeah.
If she dies.
Yeah.
Or something, you know?
Yeah, totally. When I like had my suicide attempt, I can imagine like what was going through all of the people's heads.
Oh,
in my life.
man.
I was in another relationship and my friends at school and everything, my teachers. Yeah, that just sucks.
Yeah. It's pain. Like it's hard. Somebody, yeah, I don't know.
The one that hurt me the most was my dog when he died.
Oh man, well.
But that's, you know, not
buckle
not
up.
quite the same.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Somebody dies and they're just gone forever now. It's strange. It's like you get through the first period of like coming to terms with they're not on earth anymore. You'll never be able to talk to them again. You'll never see them again. Like all you have is the memories now.
Well, I just finished the series on Netflix, Squid Games.
What's that?
You haven't heard of that?
No.
It's I don't want to offend anyone. I think it's a Korean show.
Oh fuck.
I don't want to get it wrong. So that could be
Just
be
say Asian, I guess.
So there you go.
It's an Asian show, but I feel like that's even sounds kind of racist.
I was gonna say
it's calling it an Asian show. It's like, oh, what? So
it's not from America. I think it's Korean, the language that they speak. So I'll go with Korean.
Okay. I think you're right. I've heard of this. It is Korean. It's South Korean.
Yes. They like play games, and then if you lose, you get shot. You get eliminated, and the elimination is death. Yeah. You play.
So it's like Hunger Games, sort of?
It's like, okay, so the one that I've been seeing a lot on the internet is the red light, green light game. It's the first one. And there's a giant doll, and it has cameras that track your movement. And she'll say green light and then red light. And if you move on red light, you get shot and you're dead.
What do you win?
Like hella fucking money. It's like 50 billion won or something like that. I don't know what that equates to.
A lot.
But a lot of fucking money. Every single person is like 100 million or something like that. So they end up like, they start, I don't want to give anything away. I don't think they start like, you know, going after each other and stuff to get the money up. And there was this scene where it was the first night they had started to attack each other, because at first they were like, oh, you know, we're playing this game trying to win money, whatever, trying to stay alive. But then they're like, well, the leader of the game didn't feed them that day, so they would be all mad and start killing each other, which is what happens that night. They start killing each other to get the money up. And there's this scene where they're killing each other in brutal ways. They don't have like guns. They're just using what they can find. And this guy is like suffocating someone else, and he's like squirming or whatever. And I'm like, I know it was just a show or whatever, and I'm just an empath, but it was hard for me to watch because I just felt it too real. You know, I was like, you're a murderer. Like, that's someone's life.
They're just playing pretend.
Yeah. And you don't think about it because you're like, it's a show. But sometimes I'll think about death so real, and it's like that person's life is just over. Their history. Like, they're not in the future. There's no part for them anymore. Their part is up. It's just,
I got no more lines.
yeah, it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Not so much the show. It sucks seeing people die in the show, but it's like, damn, those are real people.
Yeah. Yeah, people die every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one gets out alive, so my friend's dad would say when he's drunk. Nobody gets out alive. It's goddamn true.
That is true.
Nobody. And time moves quick.
It's every man for himself in here.
Yeah. We all go the same way, though.
Yeah.
The dirt.
Yeah.
Or you do good or you do bad.
Worm food.
Worm food. That's all.
That's all we are.
That's all it ends up being.
Yeah. Black or white.
Black or white
worm
or
food.
brown or Mexican, Asian. Your worm food.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Don't matter.
That's one of the things in the secret society. I think Skull and Bones is like they line up skulls on the fucking table and they're like, which one was rich, which one was poor, which one was powerful. And they look and all the skulls look exactly the same. And then it's like, I don't even know what the conclusion was supposed to be. What do you?
Kind of extreme.
Well, I forgot what the lesson was behind them
message.
doing that.
Like we're all the same underneath, I guess.
Yeah, but they're a secret society that have placed presidents, and they're not the good guys.
Maybe
Skull and
it's
Bones?
Maybe it's like this is all you're worth to us underneath, so don't fuck around. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know what it would be because that's like a message of be good to people and be. So I don't know how you twist the message into.
Fuck shit up.
Yeah, power and money. Still,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
power and money. I don't know because the skull of the politician, the skull of the fucking grocery store worker, the skull of the stay-at-home mother, the skull of the child. It's all the same.
Yeah.
This is the child's smaller skull, but
It's
all the same.
Built the same.
yeah, they're different sizes, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I was on Instagram. I've been seeing people wear the shirts that say think while it's still legal.
Mm-hmm. It's not legal anymore. That's wild. Actually, I haven't seen that shirt for a long time now. It's like, holy shit, I guess you could think in your head. You just keep it in the head.
You can't say it out loud.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Wait, you're going somewhere with that?
Yeah, I wanted to bring up like are you allowed to talk about like the YouTube guidelines?
Yeah, I think so.
Like how they tell us what we can't say?
Yeah. As long as you say it in a way that it's not like outright because the fucking bots or whatever, the AI is scanning.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I want to bring up because I'm going back to Hawaii in December, and we're gonna have to get COVID tests. But I don't know how to say it. Like I'm pro-vax. Just want to say.
Yes.
But YouTube doesn't let people who aren't say that they aren't, right?
Yeah, you can't say that you're anti it. I don't think you can question it. You definitely can't create a counter argument. You can't have open discussion. If you're anti it now on YouTube, they just put it out a few days or a little bit ago that you cannot have an opinion that's against it.
So, a question: if it is so trustworthy, why would they be like restricting so much of what we say? I'm not questioning it at all. Like, it's great. You should get vaccinated 100%.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah.
But
the
why
dogs too.
But if it's so like if it works, why do they have to convince people so much that it works?
And restrict the specific ways of talking about it or restrict opinions behind it.
Like something, especially like a medical procedure like that, you want all the information, right? Like you want the pros, the cons, what can happen, the side effects, like everything.
Yeah, you want it all to be available. I mean, and it's also under Nuremberg Code. It's to get somebody to take something like any type of like medical, what is it called? Like to get somebody to take any, what were we calling it? Medical something.
Like medical procedure.
Yeah, get someone to take a medical procedure that could potentially have side effects long term and short term. You have to disclose all of the information available, and if you don't do that, it's against Nuremberg Code, and that's punishable by death.
Yeah. I'm gonna try so hard to word this, but speaking of the Squid Games, I don't want to give too much away, but spoiler alert, just in case. There's like, well, I think it's in the beginning there's like a guy who runs it at the top, but he ends up having like other friends, and they come and they bet on all the people who's gonna live and who's gonna die. And I'm like, us talking about death and everything, but I can't talk about it, but how my grandpa died, they don't care. I'm not allowed to talk about it. And that's how our government sees us. But yet we see it right in front of us like, oh my God, that's a person. They're dead. They're dying. But I don't want to get too controversial. The
hospitals, the way they've been described to me and stuff, like my friend that I'm talking about, and the way he was describing the treatment in those places and what's happening and what they're doing to you.
They cut off your oxygen as soon as you get in there.
Yeah.
As soon as they can.
As soon as they can. Yeah, my friend was part of a very small percentage of people that get off ventilators and live. Wow. But now he's back in the hospital. He has pneumonia in his lung and the blood clot. So, yeah.
Yeah. My one of my kids at school was talking about how her grandpa got COVID and he's really sick, and how he has a machine to help him breathe because he can't breathe. And
that's what my friend had.
Might not make it. Yeah. And I'm like, honey.
Yeah. He was on oxygen at home. And then, yeah, I guess shit just went south again. But yeah, he was depending on this oxygen at home. And then he texted me last night and he said that he's on so much medications and so much drugs that he could just slip into death and really not know, or it just happens. And so he said goodbye because he was on so much drugs and medication. Yeah. So you go there, you get injected with a bunch of shit, you get put on a bunch of different drugs.
Yeah.
You get put on machines to do breathing for you and stuff, but I don't know how fucking deep we can get into that.
Yeah. Like a week later, she says, yeah, we're having a funeral. We're going to wherever for my grandpa. And he ends up dying. So.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah, and then something happened to your grandfather not that long after he took something that was supposed to protect him from COVID. And then he dies of it. And he took the thing that they're marketing and branding all over fucking news networks, and that the procedure that they would like you to take. He took it. A month and a half later, he's dead of the thing that he was supposed to be protected of. We're pro-vaccine.
Get it. Okay. We love government endorsed drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Perfect.
And also one's endorsed by Bill Gates.
Yes, if Bill Gates is behind it, fucking count me in.
Hell yeah, put that in my body.
Put it in me.
Oh yeah.
Put that in my body.
We want that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if you have a differing opinion, you'll end up like Nicki Minaj.
Mm-hmm.
You can't speak.
Not even allowed to go to some birthday parties.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne didn't invite her to his birthday party.
Tough. That's fucked up.
So now that's
fake.
She's being ostracized not only by the machine and the system, but also by friends.
At least we know who's a part of it, though.
Yeah, Wayne outed himself, so it's fuck Lil Wayne, I guess.
Yeah, we're Nicki Minaj stands here.
Team Minaj.
Yeah.
Team Minaj.
She has such a big fan base, though. They can't get away with fucking killing her if they wanted to, or keeping her quiet for too long. I mean, some people are probably like, what?
They'll just bend. She'll fucking bend, like, eventually, and just kind of, she kicked the hornet's nest in reaching reasonable conclusions and asking reasonable questions and
Yeah.
questions that a thinking person, any type of thinking person,
Again, yeah. If you're
would
thinking
ask.
about getting a medical procedure, you think about the pros and the cons, and this should be public information. People talk about it. That way you can find out what's the truth and what's not. What is I mean, isn't that what you learn in school? Counter arguments and making argumentative essay. Like, hello, why can't we? But no, we can't have that discussion.
No,
We're not
and
allowed.
so many opinions I have, like regarding, like vaccinations. Go get the vaccination.
Do it. Do it now. Make your appointment.
But so many opinions I have, I can only have in my head now. I can have in conversation, but they're even trying to censor messages and text messages. So
Oh my god.
so many of the opinions I have might not even be able to be put on text. So I will only be able to have those opinions speaking out loud to friends
Gonna say
and in my
within your
head.
Inner circle.
Inner circle.
That's basically it.
Yeah, the only
Because even comments I try to make on the internet get taken down.
comments and links. And
Mhm.
so your free speech or having specific opinions that you're not allowed to have right now are reduced to only being able to talk with it to your friends out loud. And if they take the text out,
Yeah.
they take the phone out, then I don't know, like you just, what else do you do at that point where you just keep people isolated from each other? Because that's the only way that they can communicate.
Yeah. That's what manipulators do.
That's what cult leaders do.
That's facts. Yeah. which are manipulators, yeah.
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 Cult leaders,
Brainwash.
they take you away from whatever world you're in and they give you this new world, and then they tell you that you cannot go back or interact with those people
And
because those people will be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
Give
Why do you believe
reason.
that?
Yeah.
And they can't have that opposition. Sounds a little bit familiar.
Yeah.
You can't have that opposition. You can't have the person telling you like, yo, like shake you, like with each hand on your shoulders, just fucking shaking you like, yo, wake the fuck up.
Yeah. Outside perspective.
Outside perspective is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
So cult leaders try to reduce that as little as possible. And then now it's being reduced on digital platforms where most of human communication happens.
That's like, it's like my thing with abortion. I want everyone to have all the information, all the education that they need before making the decision.
Absolutely.
It's like, what if you cut off one of the sides?
Well, yeah. Your cervical cancer
Yeah.
goes up way higher. If you get an abortion, you're more likely to get cervical cancer, and that information should be available.
Mm-hmm.
The person going into the
Also-
abortion should know that she's more likely to get cancer now.
Yeah. And like the trauma that comes with it, they should be informed with that too. That's actually
Psychological
information-
damage, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
information they don't give out.
Right.
but
Yeah.
It would be like that. You don't want to get something done.
You just want to know
without-
what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Right. But
And it's weird to not let people know.
what they're getting into.
Yeah. Odd, but get it. Get the vaccine.
Go get it. Yeah. It's odd, but yeah, definitely go to your local Walgreens and
Put it in your body.
yeah, get that shit in there.
Oh, yeah.
So I was having a conversation with my friend. And he said that he has memories that he's blocked out, just that his mind has blocked out memories just for his own good. People's minds do that. I knew somebody that he was abused. He was like a foster. It was one of my mom's boyfriends. He was like a foster kid, and he was like abused and raped as a child. And he says he knows that it's happened, but he doesn't really remember it because his mind's blocked it all out. But so my friend said that he's has some memories that he's blocked out, so he doesn't access it. And I was like, your brain blocked out the memories, so you can't access it, but you are the thing. So you're not separate from the thing that blocked out the memories. What is the you? Mm-hmm. Is your mind blocked out the memories, but you are the thing that blocked out them. Are you something separate from that?
Mm-hmm.
Like what are you?
This is one of my favorite things to talk about. This is like my very, this
Juicy.
is my shit. Yeah. Well, pretty much like the same thing kind of happened to me as a child. Um, I'll just be open. There was abuse that happened starting from when I was 2 to I think 6. Um, and just for years, I've been diagnosed with so many different things. Um, and nobody could figure out what really it was. There's some stupid ass people I've come across that should have been able to figure out some shit a little bit quicker than they did. Um, but it wasn't until recently that um I've been doing a lot of trauma work. Me and my family, well, me and specifically my younger sister, Natalie, um, she struggled a lot. And basically, we had been showing symptoms of sexual abuse our whole lives, and people were just diagnosing it as disorders when it was symptoms of abuse and
Yeah.
like habits and coping skills, bad coping habits actually, that we'd created. Um, so, like,
Your mind blocked it out until
yes.
19.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and it wasn't until like someone else in my family talked about it. After doing a lot of trauma work, you get to a point where you get really deep. You uncover about everything that you can until you're like, okay, what is the root? And this
Yeah.
is after a long period of time.
Trauma work, just for the audience, is going kind of into a hypnotic state to like reveal like children or reveal traumas that have happened that are in your subconscious and dealing with it at a subconscious level. Is that fair?
Yeah, kind of healing them.
Mm-hmm.
And because trauma is a domino effect, affects you. You build habits and dominoes into today.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can go back and kind of take some of those dominoes out, fix them, it helps you heal as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, honestly, being completely like open, sometimes I still wonder, like, what if my mind is making it up? Like, what if it's not real? What if it never happened? Because I don't actually remember. I don't have any memories in first person of anything ever happening to me.
No first person memories of it.
No. But I've, had visions that I think are from spirits who know what happened. And I've done the trauma work just seeing it in third person. That's how I went through the trauma work, just seeing it like a movie because I wasn't experiencing it. And what we came to the conclusion was that I was dissociating every time. So like the abuse would happen and I just would leave. Like my brain would go somewhere else. That's where my ADHD, is from, because anytime something slightly stressful happens, I leave in my brain. I tune out. So that's one thing, disorder I've been diagnosed with and take medication for. That's a direct result of trauma. But yeah, basically just years of dissociating. I kind of just went about life as like a robot, and I had things develop, social anxiety, depression. But at the end of the day, I never remembered what happened to me. And I still,
Like as it's actually happening.
Yeah.
Like how my memory would work. Or
Right.
anybody's memory works.
like, you
is
remember
like
the feelings.
the first person,
and,
all the feelings and the sensations and
Yeah.
stuff, which you don't have any of that.
No. Because, and you know what? I tell my therapist, and I'm like, you could say it's a bad coping skill, but I think I was so smart, and I am so smart, and it's the best coping skill I've ever had, which is just dissociating and turning off my emotions and just like checking out, because I literally am fine and I'm not there anymore. So I don't have to deal with it.
What is the you that's checking out?
Mhm.
The like compared to what it's checking out from, what is the you say you check out from it, but what is the you and what is the it?
At this point, I tune out by drowning out my inner children because like someone's upset about something, like let's say me and my boyfriend are fighting or something, and I get anxiety, I get triggered somehow, or one of my emotional children is upset. Because most of the time, if I'm crying in an argument, it's not me because I'm an adult. Adults don't really cry in arguments unless you're really sensitive and it's an emotional argument, you know, whatever it's about. But as an adult, you should be able to communicate. So if I'm crying, that's like an emotional child. So dissociating would be shutting them up and not engaging, not doing anything, not caring. I found myself, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to engage.
This
Like,
is
I'm done.
fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
So the you that's disengaging from the kids, but the kids is the you.
Yeah. Because ultimately, every part of them is what makes me.
Right. But there is a separate you that's not the kids, even though the kids is you, that can move away from it.
The parent, if you will. That would be me. I'm a bad mom right now to my kids. That's what that would be. That's why dissociating, my therapist says, is so unhealthy, because that's literally what you're doing is you're telling them to shut up and you're not letting them show their true emotions. You're numbing it and you're being a bad mom by not letting them show it. And that would be adult me right now. But I'm like, that's the choice I want to make.
So you're the observer, and there's these things living in you that they're given life from trauma, that and they live inside you, and you're observing them, and there's like an interplay of the observer and these kind of creations of trauma that exist in you, and they're the same but they're separate, and you can push them away even though they are you,
Yeah.
which is difficult to understand.
Yeah. Because I've had a lot of connection with my inner children, just doing a lot of the trauma work, making these connections through um like the regression and everything. So I can hear them pretty well. A normal person, they might be like, you can talk to your inner children, you can hold them. Like, what? They're different people than you. But I've like had so much work. I have so many inner children. Most people have like a what's called the guardian child, and that's the age that you tend to regress to, or the age that comes out when you're stressed or whatever. Mine is 6. So when I get upset, I pout, and I didn't like notice it, but I would physically like turn into a child almost. And I didn't notice it until like my boyfriend said something. He was like, "You're acting like a child right now," in the nicest way he could. But I was like, "Oh my God, you're right." I was literally like taking it on. So just any normal people wouldn't really necessarily always recognize, oh, that's an inner child that's upset right now. That's how I think about it because I've worked with them so much. But yeah, typically it's like your inner children you're are begging you to connect with them, and that's what our traumas tend to be. These children who aren't fixed because they're still traumatized, and when we come in, we help them, we heal them, we get better because that's a part of us too.
I wonder if, well, say what you're saying is true. When I did my hypnotic therapy, it like relieved the traumas and stuff. But when I was depressed and wanted to die really bad and stuff every day, every morning, I fucking wanted to die. I wake up, fuck, I woke up. Go to bed, man, I wish I was fucking dead. Literally the last thing I thought about, the first thing I thought about when I woke up. But it was so environmental too. Like I was in a place that was gray for 8 months straight, surrounded by death and addiction.
Yeah.
For 3 years.
That'll do it.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I dealt with it and felt like I would feel sad and depressed and stuff, like even not in that environment and stuff. I would still like feel depressed, still want to be fucking dead.
Still affected you.
Not see the point in this shit. But it was at its worst in Seattle, probably, where there is no sunshine. Like, it was just, you're really just in this fucking, like, your own mind. Like, I'd go to work, and my work, like, I didn't interact with anyone. I just sat there. I was, like, babysat a car garage. That was my job in Seattle. And I just sat there. No human interaction. I would just fucking just sit there in this garage, and I would, like, read a book or write or make a beat. But, like, and then I would go home to my little apartment and sit there and then just be alone all day in the fucking, like, gray, like, colorless city for like 3 fucking years. And there's homeless people dead on the fucking street. There's people that pass out with needles still in their fucking arms. There's people that are like, it was fucking, I would see people in, like, drug addicts in wheelchairs get beat up.
That's really interesting. And you, like, could feel just the sad energy almost.
Yeah, it made life feel so meaningless and just insignificant.
I had somewhat, not to that extent, but of a similar experience when I lived in, like, Mesa. Main Street is known for, like, a lot of, death, suicide, shit like that. And I think sometimes, like, I'm always talking about demons, but, you know, demons live around that shit. So often, especially if you're an empath, it just feels like negative vibes sometimes. Sad vibes, depressing.
Demons stay with the poors.
Yeah. The weak.
The demons stay around the poor people.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Those poor people.
Yeah, they tend to prey on you when you're vulnerable, mentally weak.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I know what you mean by, like, just depressing and
just the environment can do it.
Yeah.
Like, just the world that you're inside of, and it might not even be like a motherfucking genetic strand or chemical imbalance triggered by it could literally just be the world that's around you is fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Go somewhere else.
I know someone who, like, since the pandemic and everything, she has untreated OCD and anxiety, though. She doesn't, at some level she knows, but she's gotten so depressed and so anxious since the pandemic, the vaccine, everything, because...
Is that the friend that I met?
I think so, at the party.
Wait, at the party?
Oh, maybe not.
Almost party?
Yeah.
She has the child?
No.
Oh, okay.
Different person. But she, like, is not handling anything well. She's like, I wake up with so much anxiety because I don't know what's happening in the world. I don't know what's going to happen. And, like, well, if you're sitting here thinking about it all the time, that's going to happen. Don't think about it. Right.
Yeah.
But someone with untreated OCD and depression can sit and ponder on stuff like that for days, and it'll eat them up. And
yeah. I used to the thing that helped me when I was, like, fucking really depressed is correcting the thought patterns, which I did through hypnosis. And it was like, I would have one really terrible thought, or one, like, I would condemn myself, I would condemn my future, I would condemn the environment I'm in, I would just have these hopeless thoughts. And then that hopeless thought would lead to another hopeless thought, would lead to a worse thought. And then all of a sudden I'm in this fucking dark, dark place that I can't even get out of.
Yeah.
And I did that. Mm-hmm. And then the realization of, like, oh, wait, I have the initial, like, dark or, like, fucked up thought. And then it happens. And then I can have, like, the kind of separation from it. That's like, okay, if I continue this way, I know where that goes. Mm-hmm. Let's not.
Yeah.
Let's go somewhere else with it.
Yeah. I found myself in the middle of like a bad thought pattern, like, wait, but with me, someone who's like actually sick in the head from trauma and shit,
Actually sick in the head.
Yeah. I tend to get like comfortable in my bad habits and patterns. So I'll think,
It's like an opiate.
yeah, I'm like, oh, I deserve this. And then I'm like, no, don't say that. And I'm like, shut up, bitch. Like, you're dumb. Fuck you. And just hate on myself because it's comfortable and because I want to.
There's something very comfortable about the darkness.
Yeah.
It's true. And there's like kind of, I don't know how you describe it, but it's sort of like a numbing. It can kind of get you into like this numb place, and it's
probably what it is.
And sometimes you don't want to not have that.
Yeah, that's probably what it is for me. Because yeah, I hold on to that numbing and the dissociating. That's what I've done to live, to survive my whole life. So yeah, I probably don't want to lose that. Because if I'm fully here and I'm fully okay, like, what am I gonna do when I get stressed? In my head, that freaks me out.
Really?
Yeah.
I was like, what in my head? Like, what does anybody do?
Like,
I
deal
guess.
with it.
Yeah, you just breathe.
Yeah.
Go on a walk. Bust some push-ups out. I seldom get like angry, but I can, and it does happen. And there's been one time where I get that fucking like enraged feeling, and then I was doing taxes, and I thought I lost all the tax information. I was like fucking like screaming at my computer. And then there's other times where I get that same fucking rage feeling, and I'll just start doing push-ups. There's like that energy or that rage in your stomach, and it's like it can be channeled, or it's like it manifests itself as you screaming at the computer, but another time it can manifest itself as you just doing 2 sets of push-ups, and then it's mostly gone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I did that once. And I was really pissed and I ran, and it helped.
Oh yeah, it does.
But I never done that.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, very, very good coping mechanism.
It is good, yeah. Very helpful.
Yeah, you're turning it into a positive thing.
Yeah, releases the adrenaline and energy from your body.
Yeah, you're giving yourself strength.
Yeah, that's how people like cut themselves. To release the energy when you can go run or work out. I guess sometimes it's a deeper issue and a bigger thing. But
on a jog, I mean,
that's ultimately what they're trying to do, is release the adrenaline and the energy that they feel.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely like
and inducing pain does that.
An energy. It's like an energy that needs to be channeled somewhere, and sometimes it's channeled into the cutting, for the release of the cut.
Yeah.
For the jog, the push-ups, the screaming at the computer.
Yeah.
All of these things are just a way of the energy to leave, kind of, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Relieve.
Because I like to punch things.
Yeah.
When I'm mad, I like to feel the pain. I don't know.
I want to feel the pain.
Yeah, it sounds emo.
I want to be in pain.
But in that moment, like I just do. I don't know what it is. It's like, oh fuck. I don't know. I think I have borderline personality disorder.
I mean, I did that too. It's just coping skills, I guess.
Yeah.
Different ways of dealing with that energy or that rage that's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. When I was a teenager, that rage would happen. I would fucking punch shit until my fucking knuckles bled. I would fucking I have scars still on my knuckles from it.
Damn.
But yeah, it just changed the way I cope with it. It's just changed over time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still bad sometimes, but I got a handle on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Channel it in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's bust some push-ups out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It still occurs though. I feel like that same rage and that feeling is gonna be, it's part of the human experience. I feel like it's not gonna go. I mean, it could go away, I guess, if I really, really simplified my life, and meditated a lot, because I know that I'm calmer when I meditate. I need to. I'll catch myself getting that fucking rage feeling and then being like, fuck Ulysses, like you need to sit down with yourself and fucking take time out of the day to just breathe and calm. Like breathe and fucking bring calmness to your body for 30 minutes a fucking day. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like this is easily resolved.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I have that same issue. I actually went to my psychiatrist about it, about my rage, like getting mad and
Yeah.
stuff. Because I would get road rage so bad. And so it's taken a lot of work. I guess that's what like anger management is for, right? Maybe I should do that.
Maybe. Maybe.
But yeah, it's taken a lot of work. But now when someone cuts me off, instead of like sticking out my head out the window and yelling, screaming, I'll like honk and flip them off, you know, which is
Better.
progress.
It's progress.
Not great. But I do let stuff go that would have bothered me a lot more before. So like stuff I would have been, fuck, I used to scream a lot in my car. But now I'm like, let it go. There's nothing you can do. But there's still like that, and you just kind of have to wait for it to pass. And then you're over it. But yeah, that takes a lot of work.
Also, it's not necessarily passing if you just do nothing. It's just bottling. So if you try to like do like a practice of,
Is that what I'm doing?
your my
There you
unprofessional
go.
opinion would say yes.
That's what I'm best at.
Bury it. That's what I do. Is fucking bury it. Bury it.
I mean,
bury it.
what am I gonna do? Hit my wheel?
Yeah.
People just piss me the hell off. Like there's a bitch, I swear to you, I would have fought her. I don't know that I would have.
You would like put your hands on her,
but absolutely,
you're fully
yeah.
up for it.
If she pulled over, I would have got on my car and tried to beat her ass. I don't know how successful I would have been, but I would have tried. I would have let my anger just let it out.
Them demons.
I really would have. She was bad though. I was trying to go around her. She was like blocking my car and shit. It was really bad. And at that point, it's like, all right, you can just go to hell. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I get so mad. It's like, what do you do? What do you do with all that anger and someone who's a separate car and you can't like give them one or something?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
It sucks. Also, I think my anger tends to get worse sometimes when I feel invalidated because of my trauma. I'm like, you didn't pay attention to me. I need fucking revenge because you need to know what you did. Because it's a trauma response for, you know, my abuse. I was never held accountable or whatever. So I get mad because I think people deserve to know how I feel. It's a whole validation
It's
thing.
ego.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, my fucking friend actually, he's in and out of being an alcoholic and stuff. He's like, you know, that friend, the volatile friend that gets emotional for no reason. I mean, not no reason, but tends to get emotional.
Yeah.
A bad drunk, like that person.
Gotcha.
He just got his girlfriend broke up with him. He loved her. She made 6 figures. She's pretty in the face.
That's tough.
Rich and pretty, tough.
Yeah.
But he was telling me, he was like, I know that she's fucking. He's like, I got word she's already fucking people. And like
Hate to see it.
and he's like, and it hurts me because I have to sit with how I feel, and she's out there having fun with her friends and having sex with people and hooking up with people. And he's like, I'm sitting here and I want her to feel the pain that I feel. Like, I want so bad for her to feel this pain because I have to feel it.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But and then he said that he hit record on his phone and had a therapy session with himself.
Oh, what?
And it was like, he's like, okay, Esteban, why do you feel pain? And then he would be like, okay, I feel pain because this, and this, and this. It's like, okay, well then why would you want her to feel pain? Don't you love her? And he's like, well, I want her. So he asked the question and then he answers the question.
Okay.
He's like, don't you love her? Like, why would you want her to feel pain like this? And he's like, well, I feel it. And he's like, well, isn't that greedy? Isn't that selfish of you to want this person to be in pain? And he's like, yeah,
I guess.
it is. So basically he had a therapy session with himself and resolved it and told me that him wanting her to feel pain was selfish of him. And just hearing him talk like that, because that's my volatile friend.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, like,
what?
it's very mature of you, man. Wow.
Decided to be an adult.
This is interesting. Is this going to happen more now? Like,
That's cool. just had to talk it out.
Yeah, just
Boys are a little slow.
boys are slow.
Besides,
You have
she's
to
not.
yeah. You have to be patient.
Yeah. They mature slower than girls.
They do. That's true. But yeah, I mean, progress.
Yeah.
It's figuring it out, and that's what. There's no method for like people like me or like people like him. We're kind of the way we were raised by immigrants and stuff without money. So like he's not gonna jump into therapy or jump into paying a bunch of money for therapy because he's like kind of a working class person. And then, but the poor people eventually will figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll hold our own therapy session, or we'll get into hypnotherapy or like YouTube hypnotherapy, and the poors, we catch on, we figure it out.
Yeah. You have to figure out a way to manage, or you'll fucking die. Survival out here.
Yeah, but it all works out.
Yeah.
It all works out in the end.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.